Good morning. Tomorrow, Saturday, is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day across the country at hundreds of locations, including all over Washington. You'll be able to drop off prescription medication, no questions asked. It's part of the Drug Enforcement Agency's efforts to prevent abuse of those types of drugs. And joining us this morning in studio is Special Agent in charge of the DEA in Seattle, Keith Wise. We appreciate you being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So talk about the purpose of this event, because I think we all have some sort of pills laying around. I know I've got a couple. Why not just toss them in the trash? Why would I bring them to this take-back event?
Yeah, more often than not, people end up stockpiling old medications, unused medications that they don't use for whatever reason, and these can build up over time. So the purpose of the National Take-Back is to give everyone an opportunity to come out at a convenient location for them and drop off all these unused medications.
What is the danger for you guys? You know, this is part of your efforts to prevent drug abuse. So what do you think is the danger of families or people having these types of drugs, prescription pain medication, for instance, laying around their homes?
It's just another temptation. You have narcotics that are out there that can easily be diverted from their original purposes into an area where others would use it for recreational purposes.
So let's talk about what is and is not accepted. I'm assuming if I've got a bundle of heroin or a bundle of crack cocaine, I cannot bring that in. This is prescription drugs.
Again, it's mostly prescription drugs. There's no questions asked, so any dangerous substance or narcotics or unused drugs that you don't realize how to dispose of safely, just bring it out, hand it off. Our people gladly accept it, no questions asked.
Absolutely no questions asked. So we got some contact. Can we put the contact information up at the bottom? Or we got a website there so that people can go online, they can find out the closest location to them. Also a phone number if you want to do it that way. So we'll keep that up for a couple minutes. Talk about the larger issue here. You know, and you and I sat down a few weeks ago and talked about, for instance, the heroin crisis that's gripping our state and really the entire country. And we know that a lot of that begins with addiction to prescription medication, particularly prescription pain medication.
Yes.
So is there a concern here? Do you think by having people hand off medication like that you might be reducing the potential for people to become addicted to something like heroin?
Absolutely. Prescription drugs are often a gateway to harder drugs such as heroin. The take-back really gives the community an opportunity to engage and assist in this. The strategy to really combat the opioid affliction that we're facing now in the country is, not only enforcement efforts, treatment, but prevention. And this is the community's effort to go out. This is the 13th event that we've had. They've been highly successful. Nationwide, over 3,500 tons of narcotics have been collected.
3,500 tons?
Here in the Northwest, throughout our 4 states, over 166 tons have been collected.
Wow.
Here in Washington, our last take-back event was very successful, and we had, in October, over 10 tons of narcotics collected. So,
what do you do with all that?
These narcotics are collected nationwide. All of our offices, working with our federal, state, and local partners, we collect these up, and then we basically dispose of them in an environmentally friendly effort, primarily by incineration.
And a question for you, on the subject of heroin, because we're talking about opioid addiction and all of those things. When we were sitting down, it was about a month ago, you gave me some staggering numbers on your DEA agents and how many seizures, the increase in seizures of heroin and methamphetamine that they have seen. Can you share those numbers with our viewers?
Yeah, essentially we've seen the numbers of seizures go up over the last several years here in the Northwest. Methamphetamine seizures have increased probably over 300%. Heroin seizures have increased over 100%. So as we see these problems escalate, the numbers of people needing substance abuse treatment and the number of overdoses have increased as well. In 2015, there was over 52,000 people that overdosed on drugs in the country. Half of those were over opioid, prescription drug, and/or heroin related. So it's imperative as we move forward that everyone reaches out and makes an effort. This event on Saturday that we're hosting and working with everybody is there a way of reaching out and assisting with this?
Yeah, an overdose is becoming one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So it's a pretty scary situation. Agent Wise, we appreciate you being here. And just again, we want to put that information up. You see it at the bottom of your screen. If you're interested, if you've got some extra medication that you want to drop off, you can go to the website there, type in your zip code, correct, and it'll give you the closest location to you. So that happening tomorrow from 10 to 2, I believe,
10
right?
to 2, yep.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Agent Wise, thank you so much for being here and for all the work that your agents do to try to keep us safe.
Thank you for having us.